Hi soulmates, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I am going to be taking us through the steps of creating this beautiful frog dress for my 4-month-old baby. So if you're a fashion designer and you have daughters and you wish to create this for your little one, you want to watch this video to the end so you don't miss out on any step. So guys, right here I have 2 pieces of fabric on my table, as you can see. Then the width of our fabric is 25 inches. This is 25 inches, while the length of this fabric is 15 inches. So what I'm going to be doing now is to mark 4 inches from the tip of our fabric. Okay, so this is just to enable us create the ruffles you see around the chest area. I went ahead to mark that 4 inches all the way through, then I'll highlight it. I'm so sorry my chalk is not really visible, but definitely if you follow every step as I'm saying it here, your dress is going to come out really beautiful. So the next thing I did was to fold ½ inch, then bend it towards that 4 inches we marked earlier. Then I'll secure this with a pin. I'll repeat the same thing all through and on the other panel as well. Take it to the sewing machine and I went ahead to stitch it down. So I'm going to do this and I will come back and show you what it looks like. So guys, we've gone ahead to do that, and this is the other panel. We stitched it as well. Now the next thing we want to do is to create our elastic channel. So in order to create the elastic channel, what I did was to come up by 1 inch. Just from that place we stitched, I came up by 1 inch and I am marking it all the way through. I'll also take this to the sewing machine and I'll sew it down and repeat the same thing for the other panel. Now that we have the casing for our elastic, the next thing we are going to be doing is to cut out the length of the elastic we're working with. So for me, I made use of 10 inches. Now my baby's chest measurement is 22 inches. Yeah, so 22 inches, I only took out 2 inches. That is 20 inches remaining. Yeah, so I cut out 10 inches on for both panels. Then I am going to be inserting this. Now remember, it's an elastic. You don't want to take out a lot so it doesn't end up being tight on the baby's chest, and you don't want to make it too loose as well. So this is our panels. We've added the elastic, and can you see how the ruffles are being created? So basically this is what we have for the both panel. Yeah, now we are going to be setting this aside and we are going to work on the sleeves. So guys, this is what we are going to be using for the sleeves here, and I'm going to be showing us the measurement. So for the straps we have 1.5 inch. Then for the length we have 8 inches here. Then for the main fabric base, what we have here for the width is 12 inches, while we have 9 inches for the length. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is to create your sleeves, and watch carefully and see how I am folding this fabric. So this is what I'm doing here. Then after I am done, I am going to be creating a slight curve just like this, and I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for this other side of the sleeve. I'm placing both of them together and I'm going to cut it out. This way you end up having the same shape on both sleeves. Okay, so let us do this quickly. So guys, if you've gotten to this part of the video and you're yet to subscribe to our channel, I wonder what you're waiting for. Kindly hit that subscription button and the like button as well. So guys, this is what we have for our fabric. The next thing I did was to flip this to the right part, and with my needle and my thread I am going to gather the edges. So this is it. It's either you use your needle or your thread, or you can take it to your sewing machine and run a loose stitch, then gather it just the way you see me doing. So I'm going to do this all the way through, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. So this is it. Then for the straps, I went ahead to fold in 1/2 inch on both sides. So can you see how it's looking like? I am going to be placing this inside. So the gathers we made on the fabric, you're going to be gathering to get to the length of the blue strap, which is 8 inches. Yeah. So I went ahead to stitch this down, and this is what we have. Can you see how beautiful this looks? Yeah. So we're going to be bringing our fabric back. Then we're going to be placing it. In order to get the right shoulders, all you have to do is to fold your fabric into, get the midpoint. Then from that midpoint, you can just mark 2 inches away. Okay, so I'm going to be illustrating that here. This is my tape, and I went ahead to mark, to measure what I have. I have 10 inches here. So let me redo it so you see it properly. So right here we have 9 inches, yes. Then the midpoint is 4.5. Can you see? Then from this 4.5, you can decide to mark 2 inches or 2.5 inch. It depends. But I am using 2 inches. Okay, I am marking 2 inches from that midpoint, and that is where I am going to be placing my sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to be placing the sleeve here as well. Then I will take this to the sewing machine and I will stitch it down. Then I will repeat the same thing for this other panel as well. So just the same thing I did for the other panel, you repeat it here. You mark 2 inches, you mark 2 inches, then take it down and stitch. Now if you're going to be stitching this, please don't stitch on the ruffles. You're going to make sure your stitch falls at the tip of that 4 inches we marked earlier. That way it's not going to disrupt the ruffles we made. Now I'm going to flip it over, hold the sides together, then stitch it all the way down. After stitching the sides, I also went ahead to hem the edges of the gown. And that is all for this video. Then if you actually want to add a little bow, you can actually add a little bow just to give it that girly vibe. If you got value from this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.